Okay, so Amittyville.
Amityville.
Now, I'm old. I read the book when it first came out, and I saw the original in the theater. So, kind of like me and Amityville go way back.
So, as you were listening, folks, it is me and Voices from the Balcony lead blogger Jim Morazzini. We are talking about how many movies, or so we say, derivative clones, claim to be in the Amityville horror vein.
Yeah. Oh, it's...
So, yeah, you estimated there was like 35 to 45 movies that just slap on that title. And kind of like The Conjuring, it was just one of those, just some easily scared couple claimed a giant story. A lot of people held their account in question years later.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't so much they were... Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to talk over you.
No, it's all good. The damage was done.
It wasn't so much they were easily scared. It was pretty much deliberate fraud. They were broke and they needed to get out of their mortgage.
Oh, even worse. It's like, so next thing you know, that house that they're mortgaging off, everyone was like, well, what if it was haunted? What if they lost their minds?
Yeah. Basically, the Lutzes were deeply in debt, and he was paying the mortgage out of the funds for his company.
Wow.
And they came up with this idea, hey, we'll say it's haunted. We'll, do the book, and it worked.
It worked. It was successful. Fooled us. Just like Bill Cosby. He fooled us all this time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I took this
No,
level.
that's okay. I'm trying to repress the urge to make comments about a shitty judicial system that let him out, even though he admitted he was guilty. But we'll not go there.
But it even reminds me, there was like this movie like in the early 90s. It was like a Fox TV movie. Had Jeffrey DeMunn, The Haunted. I think that was like loosely inspired.
Yeah, there's been
Based
quite
on
a
a
few
book.
that have been loosely, rip-offs.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You really don't even have to do that, because Amityville is the name of a town. So they couldn't trademark it or copyright it beyond, the Amityville horror. So, and that's why you've got so many of these films, because everybody that needs a hook for their film, hey, let's put Amityville on this.
Mm-hmm. You will see it, even if you think it looks like dog shit. Just.
Unfortunately, yes, I will probably review it.
Well, it doesn't help that, they're going to probably... You're an awesome reviewer, so they're going to probably give you a screener, and I get it, And at the same time, they might not necessarily even believe in all this folklore. They just want to make a fun horror movie that's inspired by the kinds of movies they grew up watching on cable TV. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it also comes to a point where you're like, okay, is it actual, like, influenced by that folklore, or is it all just, again, just you're an asylum kind of studio where you're just trying to get an easy rental. Just take it for the actual
a lot of
movie.
them are asylum level films.
It's like it's their audition. Please, asylum, recruit us. even though Sci-Fi Channel stopped airing a lot of their shit. They're just but that might be their audition process too. Hey, you want a movie that will take up space on Sci-Fi or Lifetime? Have at it.
Oh, some of these are just like, they make the asylum look so good. I mean, you've got Mark Polonia making Amityville Island, which even has a possessed shark.
Yeah. This other guy who does, like, he'll take two well-known movie names and blend them together, and, like you say, don't have jack diddle to do with anything. And then it's just like, oh man, are you just doing an endurance test? I mean, watching paint dry while again being impaled in a prison, and then suffocated under a garbage bag is just way more entertaining than this. It's just
Yes, and I should mention Mark has Amityville in Space coming out this summer.
Oh my! Yes, I heard about that, and at first I thought someone was doing a riff on Hellraiser or Leprechaun. I'm like, nope, it's legit. It's happening.
Well, I mean, why not? Leprechaun's gone to space. Pinhead's gone to space. Everybody else is, Jason's gone to space.
Yeah. Alien was already in space. Well, Predator's in space for like 10 seconds in their versus movie. So, well, hell, I mean, you reveal, Mitch McCloud, you reviewed one of his movies, but
yeah,
he's awesome, dude. But he told me about how working with Sean C. Phillips is just a trip. The dude is just a nut case and does all these other just cheap slashers. And apparently he's doing like Amityville Karen or something, just making fun of them.
I've seen the poster for that.
And I shared it with someone. They thought I was just sharing a meme. I'm like, no, this is a legit bad movie coming out.
Yep, I've seen the poster for Amityville Vibrator.
Are you sure this wasn't produced by Reality Kings or
No, that would probably make it interesting. This looks like it was made on the budget where they couldn't afford to get the actresses to take their clothes off.
Oh, wow. So, but I mean, at least Things was done with heart, even though it wasn't successful. Jesus.
True.
This needs Tommy Wiseau.
The Amityville Room?
The Amityville Room. Perfect. That could be a Halloween special. He does an Adult Swim with Tim and Eric or some other bullshit. I don't know. So, I guess you could say, why is it do you think it's not so much that it's just easy, because it is. It's also just, for whatever reason, you think they just know they'll attract a bunch of crazies who are going to believe, oh no, this is a true story somehow.
I don't. I think at this point it's not even that. It's just something marketable. So when you go to the, when you take your film to, some of the smaller distributors.
It's like a requirement of the title. Put
it's something. It's something to hang it's something to hang some publicity on. I mean, if you get something like Amityville Cop, which
nice.
It makes no pretense that it's filmed anywhere but Los Angeles.
Oh man,
it's basically like an incredibly cheap Maniac Cop ripoff. I mean, it's so cheap at one point you can see the coffee cups they're drinking from are empty.
Oh joy.
Yeah,
that kind of
and it was from Cinema Epoch, which is about as cheap a distributor as it gets.
Yeah, Samurai Cop 2.
Yeah. I think it's some of the same cast.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but
did you at least encounter Joe Estevez? I love that dude. I'm best friends with him. Oh, man.
No, he was, but yeah, it's like...
Damn you moviegoers. Everything deserves more Joe Estevez.
Oh,
dude can play a sheriff or crooked cop and just ham it up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
It'd help.
It would have helped. Not that it would improve, mess with the score too much. Shit sandwich, still shit sandwich, but that's great. That's so when you're getting these digital files, how often would you say? So there's about 45 Amityville ripoffs. Would you say that's about as many times as you look at the clock waiting for the movie to conclude?
Some of them are actually not bad. I mean, like you get some, you can tell somebody made a halfway decent, at least by no budget standards, movie, and then maybe the distributor said, we can't really just sell this as whatever you've titled it. Let's slap Amityville on it.
We've already used enough, zombie or exorcism in the titles, but it just needs something else.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I still have to see the Amityville Exorcism.
Well,
yes, I think that's one of Mark Polonia's films, but yes.
I mean, after a while, I can't blame him really, because when they got to like Amityville 4, they didn't have much to do with anything even then, even though they were supposed to be canon sequels, But
yeah, the only two that really have any connection were the first two.
Yeah.
And the second one, Amityville: The Possession, is actually a damn good movie.
I've got to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's like totally over the top. It's the DeFeo murders, only with demons and brother sister incest. It's totally whacked, but it's very entertainingly whacked.
Good.
But yeah, after that, the
3D was just pretty much an excuse for 3D, just like Jaws 3D.
It was fun watching it in the theater in 3D, but that was it.
That was it. No other substance to make you come back.
And then
that is a porno, and you take out all the hardcore scenes. It's like,
yeah, I've actually seen a couple. They've like tried to cut into R-rated comedies or that. It just doesn't work.
Oh God, yeah, and that's what they experimented with back in the day, where it's like, okay, well, we're going to put two different kinds of movies, get two kinds of crowds, and at the same time, that's why you got a mixed rating, because no one really knows what to expect.
Yeah,
is it this or that? It's kind of everything in a blender, shaken, very stirred, but not evened out.
It's shaken, but it didn't stir me.
It's very half-baked still. Oh, God. Oh, man.
No.
They should Amityville Kung Fu. Just take a random D-list martial artist and just have them attempt to kick a bunch of ghosts.
Actually, I was kicking around an idea like that a couple of months ago, but
oh God,
no, those Mexican masked wrestler films with Santos.
Oh, El Santo versus Amityville, perfect.
Yeah, just update it to an MMA fighter.
Who would play El Santo? Who do you think has the body for that?
For Santo?
Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
Oh, well. Okay.
And it'd be an excuse to put a mask over his face so you wouldn't have to look at it.
Oh, even better. Oh, God. That's great.
I shouldn't say that. He'll fly back from Russia and kick my ass. Well, actually, more likely he'll eat my ass.
I think
no, that doesn't sound right either.
I think he's too busy just having fun at Vladimir's mansion, abusing sex slaves. So,
no, they should send him to the Ukraine. He'll win the war for Russia by himself.
Steven Seagal in The Foreigner free. Under Siege free. Who gives a shit? That's the slogan. Oh, God.
But where was I going with this before I totally lost my train of thought? But no, we get. What was the one I was watching the other day? Oh, it's set in England even, and it's Amityville Scarecrow.
Wow.
Which was originally entitled Amityville Cornfield and Amityville Trailer Park.
Wow. Yes. Trailer Park sounds more interesting, because then maybe you could film it in Canada and get the Trailer Park boys to come out.
Oh, that would be fun. That would definitely be fun.
Trailer Park Amityville. Fuck off!
Goddamn demon drank my beer. Fuck off.
Oh, man. So, if anything, I would probably try to put maybe maybe have there be just another Catch-22, just like it's haunted, but it also has zombies in it.
That would be Amityville Uprising.
Oh shit!
It's basically Assault on Precinct 13 with zombies in Amityville.
Oh, I can't remember if I saw your review of that.
It came out last month before. It's by the same guy who made Amityville Moon, which is a werewolf film set in Amityville.
Okay, wait. I think I did. And it's like they all got like Easter eggs connecting themselves to each other.
Yeah, he did a third one, which is one of the ones I haven't seen yet, Amityville Harvest.
My pals, The Horror Returns, reviewed it, and yeah, Thomas J. Churchill.
Yes, like, Churchill, that's the guy. Yeah, it's Amityville zombies have been done.
Damn it. That was my way out. I didn't have it.
Oh no, I'm looking out the window across the Midwest here and thinking little Amityville on the prairie.
This would be having a lot of haunted cattle.
The sheep get possessed, and the farmer's not happy.
Oh. That'd be wild. Mm-hmm. How does it end? How should it end?
I think it would end badly.
It'd be a cow turd of a movie.
Don't be handing me that bull.
That's a lot of bull. Oh, God. That's awesome. I guess you could also say that more or less that hats off to anyone who wants to just keep one-upping the last person who did it. I mean,
yeah.
Right now, it seems like exorcisms I'm definitely sick of. Like, they've done it to death. Or I'm like, half the time there's not even an exorcism in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you going to top the exorcism of God?
God. And you gave that a solid review, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty recent. I'm like, I don't think there's anything coming back from that. That a guy with time, money, and talent, I think. I think you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of looking at a partial list here. I mean, Amityville Asylum. Pretty sure that one was British too. I think it was like in the 90s when they stopped even trying. It was like, there was at least some connection. Yeah, it's a dollhouse that came from the original haunted Amityville house. And it brought the spirits with it. There was at least some connection. And then they just went off into all these, okay, it's set in the town of Amityville. And then, no, we're not even going to try. We're just going to say it's Amityville.
Oh, Nightmare on Amityville Street.
There we go.
Amityville the 13th. It's easy, but I guarantee you someone will rent that shit from Redbox.
Yeah. Somebody will rent it. I'll review it. And we'll both regret it. Amityville in the Hood. Oh, wait, that has been done. Never mind.
Oh. Amity Ween.
That could either be Amityville on Halloween or a porn parody. Take your pick.
This ain't Amityville. An Axel Braun parody.
Oh, God. Well, I don't know. That Amityville vibrator might go into that territory too.
Amityville Fargo. I don't know.
See, now this is bad because I want to sit down and write an Amityville movie now.
I mean, it couldn't hurt. It wouldn't take much, and like you say, it would be a one-location film, so you could get it done even in the matter of COVID. Just ask your actor pals to come over and get it done.
Yeah.
You can make it be animated if you wanted. The ghost might even look better.
The Amityville horror.
Amityville Akira. I don't know.
No, as long as you can work a few tentacles into it, why not?
Oh, there you go. Amityville Chalo. Yeah.
The Legend of the Amityville Overfiend.
It's just a reminder that, I mean, nothing is impossible. I mean, we're pretty much living in that whole age where you can pretty much, any publicity is free publicity.
Yeah.
For a while, someone I know is kind of infamous here in DFW, Texas, is Israel Luna. He was just literally adding Ouija to every movie he was doing. And putting all his actors in it and basically making a gay porn and then mixing in anime and asking people to dub it. It's like, well, so, but again, it doesn't have anything to do with a Ouija board or anything. It's just because, there's another movie out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what they've been doing with Amityville, so why not? The Amityville Ouija Massacre.
Amityville Chainsaw. I don't know.
I think that's been done.
It has?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, dear.
It sounds familiar. It would definitely have potential if it hasn't been done.
I mean, nothing to stop anyone coming to Tubi.
Yeah. Well, you've got Amityville Cult, which is set in Amityville, Texas. So you could have the Chainsaw Massacre there and tie it all together.
I think I know who worked on that. God, let me look it up. This is dangerous. Find out what awful movie we've seen. Cult. Oh, yeah. So, I know I just interviewed someone who worked on it. They were nice, but...
Oh, Amityville Cult?
Yeah, and long story short, I know some of those actors aren't the best, but whatever. Fuck it. Who's listening? Yeah. I mean, if anything, I'm not trying to sound dickish, but I mean, I know we go in and we don't really expect much. So basically, we just kind of all one can really do is just expect very little. I know you already don't expect anything, but like when I watch these movies, I'm just like, as long as it doesn't make me shut it off in a way where I'm like, this is worse than you, ball,
He at least made a couple of good movies.
I just can't stand the school shooter ones he was doing for a while.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Rampage. I was just like trying to be Falling Down, and Assault on Wall Street pissed me off. I was just like, so basically, you're taking Fight Club way too seriously. Just kill everyone.
Yeah, didn't he adapt that video game Postal?
Oh yes, he did.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to my mind when you said shooter. God, that was awful. But then again, so was the game.
Yeah. Tastelessness. Perfect for you all to adapt.
Yes.
I know we did a school hostage movie that was well reviewed by Ron Howard of all people.
Yeah.
Then he did a slasher with Patrick Muldoon, fresh off Starship Troopers, and I was like, okay. But yeah, that was before he did all the awful video game movies. Oh, shit. So if you had to... Okay, so Jim, give me your best pitch. I'm not saying reveal all your ideas so people can still. I mean, just like, where would you film an Amityville movie? I know you're in like New York still. I think.
No. I'm on the Canadian.
Still on the Canadian border. All right.
On the Canadian prairie.
Okay. Canada, you get a tax cut, so you can definitely.
Actually, no, I don't. Here in Saskatchewan, they had a tax cut for film, but they they got rid of it to give a bigger tax cut to the oil companies. Yeah, we actually had one of the biggest sound stages in Canada up in Regina, and now it just sits there empty because it's cheaper to film just about anywhere else in Canada.
Well, either way, you'll have some access to some great Canadian actors. Like just get anyone who's won on X-Files or Dark Matter or something. Boom.
I'd get my friend Hugh to direct it. He directed a really good horror comedy called Instruments of Evil about haunted musical instruments.
Nice. That's totally my kind of movie. Just see Charles Band. Not even you can just understand his brilliance. Oh God. So I mean, once again, you could just find a way to film it somewhere somehow, even though you don't get a tax cut. And yeah, I could do it down here in Dallas, Texas, but at the same time, it would also just be a matter of, well, I mean, I'd have to find the right kind of people who would want to do something like this, not just freaks who go to a haunted house show.
Yeah. I could probably cast up at the Saskatchewan Film Festival I go to every year.
All right, there you go. That's a free casting call. I know a few years back, Lionsgate released Amityville: The Awakening, and I was just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, that was the one that got like delayed. They kept pushing it back, and finally it was just like, oh shit, we've got to release this thing.
Yeah, and it got a theatrical release, but it's like, yeah, Bella Thorne, you are not an actress. Sorry.
No,
you're a terrible person. So
I've reviewed a couple of her films and just like, no, she can't act. She has no charisma.
Yeah, even Soderbergh casted her in like one of the Magic Mike movies. I'm like, what are you thinking, Soderbergh? It's nothing here.
No, I mean, Masquerade and Habit are about as bad as it can get.
Oh, I encountered Habit the other day on Sci-Fi. I was just like, I mean, definitely an endurance test.
Habit was on Sci-Fi?
Yeah. Got released by Grindstone Entertainment, so, I mean.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't imagine why Sci-Fi would play that, but.
I think I don't know. I guess it's just it had a grindhouse kind of feel, and it was just.
I guess
USA didn't want to play it, so they played it instead. But it was definitely an endurance test. I'm like, Gavin Rossdale as a evil bad guy, check. It's what he typically does. And then just like, okay, it's not poorly shot or anything, but it is one of those like, just why do I care? Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's just like the whole thing is, hey, let's show all the in nun habits, smoking and drinking, and be really shocking.
Yeah. And then after a while, it's 20 minutes. You're like, where's this going? Oh, that's right. It's not. It's just going to go until it ends.
When Gavin Rossdale is the highlight of the movie, you have a problem.
He seems to pretty much just play an evil version of himself. And so you're just like, yeah, I wouldn't take acting all that seriously either. If I was lead singer of a hard rock band. But I mean, it is also just one of those, just like, with some polishing, could have been at least a decent drive-in kind of thriller, and you're just like, yeah, I mean, this just isn't going anywhere. It's not even delivering any trashy content. It's not even delivering any kind of real entertainment. And I'm just like, so realistically, I might have given it like a 2 out of 5, but yeah, realistically, it is really just, it deserves that 2 out of 10 on IMDb, just because it's just like, it's just so absent of tone.
Yeah. There's not. It's like he had this idea. Hey, nuns doing shocking things, and then didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, is it an exploitation movie? Is it a commentary on forbidden lifestyle of very people we're supposed to trust? What is it?
Yeah.
No, nothing. But like they could have been anything. They could have been strippers. They could have been werewolves. It didn't do anything to
It's Sister Act with swearing.
Not even any dancing. Jesus. Where were we again? Oh, that's right. Stop casting bad actors in these movies, guys. Really?
Yes.
Oh, shit. So, that was by Grindstone Entertainment. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a bunch of other haunted house, home invasion movies, and then eventually put Amityville on it. I don't even know who owns the Amityville thing. I mean, basically, like you said, it was a sham, so does anyone really own it?
I'm not sure who has the rights to the original story anymore.
It's like those original movies were like Paramount, I think.
Yeah, it was the first one way back when was American International Pictures. It was one of their last films.
No.
And I think it eventually, when they went under, they got bought by Filmways, who got bought by Orion. I think MGM might have the rights to the original, the actual Amityville Horror.
That might make better sense. So,
but as I said, you can slap Amityville on anything, so it really doesn't,
just like exorcism, it really doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah. And funny you'd mentioned Grindstone. They're owned by Lionsgate, who put out Amityville Moon and Amityville Uprising. They seem to be doubling down on the Amityville things at the moment.
Yeah, it was either them or whoever owned it previously, Trimark or Vestron, that would have done something like this. So yeah. But I give them credit.
At least Vestron Video had a cool logo.
Yeah. It almost looked like the New World Pictures logo with the Canon Films sound effect. Oh, God. Canon
Too bad Canon wasn't around. We could have Amityville Ninja.
Amityville Ninja, Amityville Chainsaw, Amityville Delta Force. I don't know. Amityville. God, what was that other one? Hell, they did Runaway Train. Amityville Train.
Well, hey, and there you go. Runaway Train. You've got Eric Roberts, or so you don't even have to bring him in for the 5-minute guest star.
There you go. Amityville, best of the best.
Masters of the Amityville universe.
Oh, Amityville Cyborg. Too much. Deep hurting. Amityville hurting. That'd be great. Oh, God. Speaking of which, how many movies do you think you've reviewed that have Eric Roberts in them? If not Michael Madsen.
Oh, my God.
Nancy Butler or Adrienne Barbeau.
I could, what do you call it? I
go crazy just figuring out.
I was going to say, I could run a search on the website, but you know what? I don't think I want to know. It's rare I go a week without seeing at least one film with him in it. It's like, how does your career go from, one of the Dark Knight films and, getting nominated for an Oscar for something like Runaway Train to, 5-minute pop-ups in absolute trash.
Quantity, baby.
Must be.
He apparently now does cue cards. So it's gone the way of Marlon Brando. But it'd be funny to know how many people kind of need to do that. Pull a Christopher Walken on every time he's on SNL. I can't see. I need glasses.
Well, I was reading just the other day. They're saying Bruce Willis.
Yep, that was dementia.
Memory loss. He gets the lines fed to an earpiece, which would definitely explain his performances or lack thereof.
Oh, God.
Now, I wonder how much it cost to get him to do a cameo in an Amityville film.
$2 million.
Oh, God, I could do an entire Amityville franchise for that.
Yeah. Oh, God. Travolta. I'm sure you'll get your boy Nick Cage on. Who else hasn't done one? Chris Rock did a Saw movie. He might want to do one.
Yeah, I mean,
just don't do Amityville Saw. Oh my
God, the Amityville Spiral.
Oh, the Amityville Dead, but like the evil Amityville Dead. There you go.
That could
Bruce
work.
Campbell shows up, and then he's like, "What the fuck am I doing here? I have standards. I violated them." The Amityville Phantasm. Surely that's been done.
No.
No one wants
that would actually be a crossover that made sense.
Oh, totally. But I just mean like they're just putting the name on it. It doesn't involve flying discs or aliens in human form. Amityville Twilight Zone. It's what it should have been. Just a famous Twilight Zone episode.
Twilight Zone's, trademark. So you could do Amityville Twilight. Complete with sparkly vampires.
How much do you hate life? Oh, I can't suffer for all these bad actors. I can't. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's not The Haunting, Amityville is the place to go, guys. If we haven't already hit that home. So, Jim, where can we find you on the web?
Voicesfromthebalcony.com.
And where can we find your satire on social media?
Well, right now, as seems to be quite usually the case, I'm in Facebook jail.
And Zucker Dick is blocking us.
Yeah, and I think, 21 more days till I can post, and then for 30 days after that, my posts will be pushed down in the timelines. Basically, I'll be shadow banned for 30 days after I get back, if I bother coming back. Apart from that,
you're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter. I haven't managed to get banned from there yet. I'm on Instagram, but honestly, I'm at the point right now where I'm about ready to tell all of social media to go take a flying fuck at a rolling Amityville movie.
At least Instagram is mostly nice.
Yeah, Instagram's not bad. It's just more like guilt by association since Facebook owns it.
There's that, and then there's always all the people saying, "Hey, promote it on this record company." I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's like
it's your own damn page.
Yeah, it's like, here, DM me for a promotion. It's like, so I can pay you for a promotion. Bite me.
There's that, and only on rare occasions have I had celebrities kind of have backlash. Like, there was this one guy who was sharing famous models, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a fan. I didn't like her tattoos." And next thing you know, the gal is biting my face off. I'm like, Jesus, I didn't say I hated you. And Robert Davi was a prick. He was like, "Shame on you." I'm like, I tagged you in a Maniac Cop post, you dick.
Yeah.
I know you're a bigger gentleman than this before you go on a Trump praising spree.
Well, that'll do it.
That'll do it. Who was the other guy? Gary J. Tunicliffe, the famous makeup artist, was having a meltdown. Because we were, I had Court from Cinema Psyops on, and we were talking about the best and weakest Hellraiser fan films, and we were joking, Hellraiser Judgment's basically a part Saw movie, part, Hellraiser fan film. And he was not taking kindly to that. He's like, "I don't understand. What do you mean? Do you think, what does a Saw label mean?" I'm like, Jesus, did you even see your own movie?
Probably not. I mean, was that
passion.
Was that the last of the Hellraiser movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I did see that. I actually thought that was, compared to some of the sequel, I mean, it wasn't a good film, but it wasn't the worst.
The last
Hellraiser
hour
film
was
either.
worth it, but I liked it better than the awful video game one with Lance Henriksen. But there was the first hour with the Saw crap. I'm just like, this is a tough set. Just gotta have a story here, guys.
You don't need a story. You just need some good. Oh wait, it didn't have good effects either.
Oh. It was supposedly practical, so that's the even bigger head scratcher. Why does it look like CGI?
Yes.
Oh.
If you can't have a good story, have good effects. If you can't have good effects, get someone to take their clothes off.
Oh. Unfortunately, Hellraiser just never got to that level, unfortunately. But here you go. Had do an Amityville movie, and then as a surprise twist, insert another famous horror character in there. So have the leprechaun, have the Jin from Wishmaster, just throw it in there as a result of time and patience. Have some Puppet Master toys. I don't care. Chucky would be way better if it was set in Amityville anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure there's an Amityville one about killer dolls. I just haven't seen it yet. It just seems too obvious. Too obvious not to have been done.
Totally.
And then there's been Amityville Vampire.
Ooh.
No, it was an anthology.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm wondering because that's a combo. That's one hell of a combo, and I'm sure it sucked ass. But I'm just saying.
It did. It didn't have a good. It was an anthology film. I think it was originally called Red Moon, and they just slapped Amityville on it.
Amityville Lost Boys. Amityville Fright Night. I don't know.
Amityville The Lost Girls.
Oh, there you go. You'd have it. You can insert a succubus that's causing the whole haunting of the family.
You know something? That just might work.
Do it. Do it.
We'll return after these messages.
Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. Join us every Tuesday as we discuss movies, TV, games, and even music, new and old.
Dude, what do you think you're doing?
Are you seriously trying to record a promo without us right now?
Well, yeah?
Dude, you can't just do the promo by yourself. Who's gonna listen to that?
Yeah, and you probably haven't even told them that we're a pop culture podcast where we always agree on everything. For instance, the Sam Raimi trilogy, easily being the best of the Spider-Man movies.
No. But I think we can all agree that Jaws is a classical masterpiece.
Nope, don't like that. But we do all agree that the sequel trilogy of Star Wars is the best in the Skywalker saga, right, guys?
That comment is so ridiculous. I don't even know where to begin.
Anyways, that'll do it from all of us here at Culture Shock. Thanks for listening.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
We let things pile up in the DVR, we add them to our queues, we wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters Podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up review show.